Welcome, folks. Welcome to Curious episode 8. I think it is. Starting to lose track. Haven't even got the 10 yet. Oh, there you go. Well, this episode, I'm going to do Lady Jane. It's released last Friday on June the 2nd. After 30 odd years, 31 years I think it was, maybe even longer, 32 years or something, 33. August 1991 was when it was recorded. If you remember first episode when I spoke about Roller's Blues, episode 1, I showed you that cassette tape and the DAT tape from the original studio days. Planet Studios in Perth here. Had it mastered up with Robert Poon's head, along with all the rest of these tracks. And it came up quite well. Now, on the cassette, because this is before CDs, this era, and there's no way I was going to make a record, so I just went into the studio. It was the first time ever I've been in the studio. And at the end, they just do a rough mix down. He gave me a cassette, and I thought that was it. I made a recording, wow. And then I went back a month later and recorded another band song called Ruby. And we mixed them all again, most probably, and put them on a DAT tape. And this one that's on the Spotify release and online release is from the DAT tape. The cassette tape one has one extra guitar track that unfortunately didn't get stuck on the ADAT one, or DAT. Now I tried to get it off the cassette tape because there's a little lick that most people won't even hear on the tail out, in the outro of the song, that I always hear in my head because I heard that cassette version so many times in the day. And tried to get that version off the cassette tape onto a WAV file, but the bottom end was just a bit big and mushy, and the quality of the recording on the DAT tape was a lot cleaner and 6 one, half dozen the other. So we've gone for the DAT one, which doesn't have that lick at the end that I always hear, but it sort of opens it up to gives a bit more space, I guess. So anyhow, that's a bit of insight there. When I hear the version that you'll be hearing now, I always hear a guitar lick that you won't hear. But anyhow, so it was recorded at Planet Studios. I went in there and there's a drum machine there because I just went in to do some acoustic songs, and you put a drum machine. This is early drum machine days, so it doesn't sound like a drum. It sounds like a drum machine to me, but anyhow, it's what's on the track. And there must have been a bass hanging on the wall or something, because I played a bit of bass. Basic stuff, I guess. I've never played bass before, just to bottom it out, fill it out a bit. So that's about the track. It's a little, I guess it's got a country type beat. It was inspired by a holiday I took with my parents when I was 15 or 16. We went to Europe, and we went to visit my auntie in Germany, in Hamburg. We went to the Reeperbahn, and I remember seeing all the working girls working on the streets, and this one young girl in particular that seemed about my age at the time. It's a gorgeous young German girl, I guess. Anyhow, the image of her always stood in my mind. And then we went to the red light district in Amsterdam, those little booths, doing the touristy thing. I remember looking through the windows, I saw all these different girls, fat ones, skinny ones, whatever. Looking at this girl, and she's like, "Oh, come in, come in." And then Mum comes back and grabs me by the ear. The girl's like, "Yeah," giving her the finger, because the girl had lost business. I was only 15 or something, 15 or 16. So it's called Lady Jane. I guess it was inspired by the Police song Roxanne. Roxanne, my Roxanne. It goes like this. I think it was played on this original guitar, this old guitar, that's why I've dragged it out. The studio guy actually made it sound quite good. And it would have been played with the pick in the day, but I'm going to play it with my fingers for you now. It's a cold winter day here in Perth, so cold, a bit cold. if you notice on the artwork, I've gone that retro artwork, same guitar, but I don't know if I had these little glow-in-the-dark stickers. I think they probably weren't invented back then. A couple of years later I stuck these on. I don't even know if they glow still. Used to stick them on your ceiling, you know, you got the ones of the moon and the planets, lay in bed at night and you just see the stars on your ceiling. Lady Jane played the game and tried to win, lost again. Lady Jane, young heart, old mind, can you stand the test of time? Don't lose your worried mind. Change your name, change your hair, change those fancy clothes you wear. Change your life. Never met a woman who could do the things you do. Never met a lady quite as good as you. Lady Jane played the game, tried to win, lost again. Lady Jane. Take another white line, take another good time, take another $20 bill. Watch your back when you walk, watch your mouth when you talk, watch the man when it takes your hand. Never met a woman who could do the things you do. Never met a lady quite as good as you. Lady Jane played the game, tried to win, lost again. Take the pain. God abide, an evil mind takes control day and night, makes you do things you don't want to do. Break away, break on out, make a start somewhere else. You can change, it's up to you. Never met a woman quite as beautiful as you. Never met a woman who's been what you've been through. Lady Jane played the game, did not win, now take the pain. Lady Jane. Lady Jane played the game, take the pain. Lady Jane. I had one of those, and I've had these on a few of my songs, a fade in. I thought that was a great idea at the time, a fade in. And a fade out at the end. So, oh, great creativity when I was back then. And I was singing a lyric there, I probably mixed up a few lyrics. I used to sing, take another white line, take another good time, take another $20 bill. I guess the inflation has gone up a bit, should be a $50 bill nowadays. Take a credit card maybe. Anyhow, that's Lady Jane, folks. What else can I tell you about it? Not much. It's a song that used to be everyone's favourite in the day. I don't know why I never released it. I thought it was a bit too basic. But now I listen to it and I think that wasn't a bad recording. And it captured an era. Yeah, sometimes your simple songs are the ones that people like. My mates liked it anyhow. And it was a song I played throughout the time, you know, every now and then I'd play it. Whenever I went back to Crather, I'd have to play it because mates would be saying, play Lady Jane. So I'd do Rollers Blues, 6-string Lady Jane. And yeah, so I'm glad it's finally out to the public. So have a listen. Yep, like and subscribe, or follow me, whatever you do, whatever platform, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.